Panama enacts its first data protection law, bringing its regulations in line with current international policies. This and other news next on Latin America Screening News. Panama enacts its first data protection law, bringing its regulations in line with current international policies. After a long wait, Panama passed its first Data Protection Act. The law provides general principles for governing data protection as well as defines parties or entities bound by the law and any exceptions to its application. Other provisions include the rights of owners of personal data and liabilities and penalties for violations of the law. The protection of personal data is considered a fundamental human right, protected under Article 29 of the Republic of Panama. What is significant is that the new law only applies to databases found within the territory of the Republic of Panama, or when the entity responsible for handling the data is domiciled in the country. The provisions contained in this legislation are of public order, and compliance is obligatory, although the law will not take effect until 2021, giving those who manage databases with personal information an opportunity to get up to date. And the Labour Party in Mexico City's Legislative Assembly recently proposed creating the first sex offender registry in the country's capital. The proposal aims to prevent convicted sex offenders from being hired in the public sector or for activities involving minors. The registry would also help facilitate protection and support for persons who have been sexually assaulted, primarily children and adolescents. A draft of the legislation has not yet been presented, but according to statistics from the National Public Security System in Mexico, between 2015 and 2017, over 100,000 cases were opened related to sex crimes. Through this initiative, Mexico City's Congress hopes to protect the most vulnerable sectors of society by making sure that no doctors, nurses, social workers, or administrative personnel convicted of a sex crime are employed by public clinics or hospitals. And finally, the use of drug testing is on the rise, becoming an accepted best practice for strategic sectors in Mexico as the value of screening processes by private sector companies increases. According to the latest national survey of drug, alcohol, and tobacco consumption in Mexico, the prevalence of consumption of these substances increased from 18 to 22.8% for men and from 4.6 to 7.6% for women. Due to this increase in consumption, the private sector in Mexico now carries out close to 20 million drug tests per year. This public health problem has spread into companies. The consumption of drugs and alcohol, with all its implications, is not only a health issue, but also one that has a legal impact on the employment relationship, the handling of which must be carried out in compliance with local regulations. Multilatin has made a comprehensive drug testing process available to its clients in Latin America, aligned with local laws. That's all for now. Don't forget to check out our blog at multilatin.com for more news on the most relevant background screening issues in Latin America. I am Alejandro Millán, Director for Philo and the Content Partner for Multilatin.